what's happening here is Tony's just giving the test imp a pull through, and then I'm going to take it upstairs and shoot some pellets through it. 20 metres upstairs, is it?
Yeah.
20 on the 20 metre range, and see how it performs. From me shooting it in the past, I know that H&N seem to work well in it, and also RWS Superfield, and they're the ones I'm going to be trying upstairs. Now I know some people's asked on the YouTube channel the price of these, and I've already spoke to Tony. And an imp with silencer fitted, tuned, is £375, and obviously it does another rifle which I'm going to show you in a second, is called the Chieftain, and the Chieftain's is it based on a Mark 197?
Yeah, but it's slightly bigger on the piston diameter, mate, compared to the old Mark 1.
And you're going to predominantly make them for target shooting, aren't you, for HFT
Although
and stuff?
Can be used for hunting, but we have predominantly made them for target shooting. Yes, mate.
I've just noticed you've got a record trigger there in your hand.
Yes, mate.
Is that part of a tune, is it?
Yeah. Just polished it all up, just putting it back together now for someone.
Yeah, cause, I know there have been a few mentions on different forums about what's actually involved, and you know, no one ever mentions taking a trigger apart and polishing it and stuff, but there's a lot of work what goes in, isn't there?
Hell of a lot, mate, hell of a lot. That's just like a tenth of it, what you've just seen there, you know, but I do a hell of a lot to the actual sears and that, you know, they all get polished up and lubed and set. That's what I'm just doing now.
And I don't know if you know that on some of the forums, I know you don't go on them very often, or if anything at all, that some of the guys were saying that all a Sandwell Field Sports tune involved is pumping grease into them. What do you think of that?
Yeah, great. No, mate. We in fact we hardly put any grease inside of them. It's just a nice fit. What we do with the guides and everything and that. Just putting grease in, anybody can do that, and that ain't a tune. But no, mate, it ain't just putting grease inside. You put grease inside. In fact, I've had some guns here from other so-called tuners, which when I've stripped them down and put them back together, they've been about half a pound lighter because they put tons of grease inside. So I don't know whether they're confusing us with other tuners, or so-called tuners, which I use in inverted commas, but no, I only put the lightest smear of grease on the spring, and that's just to stop it basically drying out. But everything else, now, mate, we do tend to run a hell of a lot of it dry, and it works very well. It doesn't suffer so much with temperature either. Yeah.
Do you still, is it the stuff you use when you do use it? Is it that Formula 1 gearbox stuff still? You're still using that?
No, well, what I'm using here, you know, I've got no secret. Anybody can buy this grease, you know, the SG3 and that, but I do use a lot of molybdenium pastes.
Yeah.
Not greases, don't like the greases, they're terrible thing, but the pastes, best thing out, mate. Yeah, it lasts for years and years.
I think that's what you put in my 97,
That's
isn't
right,
it?
that's right, mate.
Yeah. Like a grey colour.
Yeah, that's it, a grey colour. We get guns brought in periodically to me. I mean, we've been here like 16 years now, and guns which I did many years, decades ago, and people bringing them in, they're still running as sweet as you know, as I've just turned out. You know, that's a testament to the lubes which I use. But no, I don't pump loads of grease inside now. I do take offence at that.
Yeah, I can imagine. One of the comments I made on one of the forums were, if it was that easy to tune a rifle, then everybody would just fill the rifle with grease. Yeah. You know, and you need to be really naive if you think pumping grease into a rifle is going to give you the results what you get from one of your tune rifles.
Yeah, the tune is different to these kits as well, which people are buying.
Yeah.
You know, you don't get this, for instance, with a kit. You know, I mean, anybody can like slot a kit in, but a tune is a completely different thing. You know, and in my opinion, there's no such thing as a tuning kit. There's a service kit, but not a tuning kit. As I say, you don't get things like this done. You know, you don't get your polishing of your cylinder and everything like that. You know, you just don't get that.
Time-wise, obviously you've got a stage 1, stage 2, and now you do the stage 3 tune.
Yeah.
What sort of like time does it take you to do a proper stage 1, 2 and 3?
Well, a stage 1, if I'm left undisturbed, which is rare because I get called in the shop a lot, phone calls, etc. Now, I can do it within about 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
Pushing it. I don't like to cut corners, you see. I don't care whose gun it is, I don't cut corners.
Yeah.
Stage 2, that's considerably longer. That takes about 7 to 8 hours. Again, if I'm undisturbed.
And And the stage 3, is
Stage
that not
3.
sort of like, is that something with delving?
Yeah, that's what we're doing now. We're incorporating that more so into the stage 2, as we say. You know, so it does take about 7-8 hours to do, and that's if we're left undisturbed. That's 2 of us, bear in mind, not just one of us. You know, so they do take a lot of time to do, and that's what people pay for.
Yeah, and it's working on a lathe as well, and there's lathe work done.
Oh, hell of a lot of lathe work done, yeah. We've got 2 lathes in the workshop, and for each tune, both lathes are used.
Yeah.
You know, so they took up full time. You know, but it has its end results. I mean,
oh yeah, definitely.
You know, you do quite well with it. Quite a few others as well do well with them. You know, we let our work do the talking for us.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I know that's some of the things I say. The forum I'm involved in the hunting life, the main one, maybe 6 or 7 of my mates now have all they've either had 97s, 98s, or 95s.
Yeah.
And every one of them love them.
Yeah. And the 99 there, which we're quite impressed with. Which cracking little gun.
Yeah, if I just talk about that.
Never my favourite gun. It was never my favourite.
Did it have some bits and bobs? What was?
Let me show you. Hang on, give me 2 ticks. Let me show you. A little 99 and the older favourite 35 shared the same linkage, right? They shared the same cocking linkage. But what it used to have underneath was a roller, which they had there since God's dog was a puppy. It was that old.
Yeah.
It didn't work. It actually rubbed badly underneath of the cylinder after a period of time.
Yeah.
And this is why we actually never stocked the 99, because I didn't like that. There was a bit of graunchiness. So we got our heads together with all cartridges, the main importers and that, and well, that's what they came up with. And it's a spring-loaded Delrin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which works a lot better than a roller any day.
So this is what you've come up with full cartridge?
Not all mine, but the whole cartridge and that have worked it out as well.
Yeah,
that's a lot better. You can see where the roller used to be, where that pivot is there.
There, yeah.
Yeah, but it gave no support to the back end, you see.
Yeah.
That's all it needed doing. Now this gun is just, well, speaks for itself, doesn't it? You know.
Yeah.
You'll be able to find out after. Cracking little gun. Really, really is. It's an answer to most people's dream, that is.
Can you just tell the subscribers, you told me on the phone how it came about, obviously not mentioning any other brands.
Yeah. It was a pest control company who brought another type of rifle, a shorter rifle, and they weren't impressed with the reliability of it. So they asked us if we could do something for them, you know, like similar dimensions and that, but with a better trigger and more reliability to it, and that's when this came, it came like within days of like talking to that pest control company about that, and that's when that was born. You know.
And have they tested it? Have this?
Yeah, very impressed with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, very impressed. Yeah, it's just a smashing little gun, mate. But I mean, it shares everything else. Like with my favourite, the 95 and the 80, it shares the same barrel, although it's slightly smaller diameter. Famous trigger unit, you know, the build quality.
And that gets the same tune as the trigger unit you're doing there?
Exactly the same, yeah, exactly the same, yeah. No difference to it, mate. Shoots so sweet now in comparison to the others. Yeah,
they're pretty, what I find from shooting it, there is obviously recoil because it's a recoil, but it's very, very dull. It's and I think that aids in the accuracy. And also, I've noticed, like my 98, the barrel comes straight back. It comes back at the shoulder and it don't seem to flip up. There's no muzzle flipper whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it's really accurate. And I know, I'm just pointing out here, you'll see this is a different silencer to what you probably normally see on the imps. This is the Edgar Brothers one, and we've just been testing them today. And I actually quite like it, and I've just said to Tony, I'm not going to order mine today and leave a deposit with him. I'm going to ask for one of these on mine. But you do a shorter one, don't you?
Yeah, we do the little stumpy there,
yeah.
Which is a little bit shorter.
Yeah, about 1.5 2 inches shorter.
Yeah.
But that's what it comes with as standard, isn't it?
Yeah. But if they want that one, it's roughly the same price anyway. You know, it all depends what they want. Yeah.
So if you want it, obviously looking smaller, then order the stubby. If not, you want it a little bit longer, then you can order the Edgar Brothers.
This one's a little bit heavier on overall. That can help.
But I think that might help.
Yeah.
From playing with it upstairs just now, it shot lovely with that, and that's why I decided that I wouldn't mind, you know, using that one myself on mine. But what I'm going to do is, Tony, as you just saw, is give it a pull through, because it's had lots of different pellet brands through it, and to be honest, we've not really leaded it in correctly and cleaned it in between brands. So now we've had a proper clean of the barrel, and I'm going to put some leading pellets through it upstairs, and then see what it shoots like with RWS. But if it's anything like I've tested it, it's going to be pellet on pellet.
And some pellets are slightly oilier than other ones, aren't they?
Yeah, we've found out today. Yeah, we've tried a brand. I'm not going to mention it, but there was a lot of oil in the pellets, standard, and it caused the actual rifle to diesel, didn't it? You watched it even coming out the end of the barrel.
Watching about a foot smoke coming out the end, you know. So we knocked those on the head. Yeah. Yeah. So give it a try with some others now, mate.
Yep.
Okay, mate. Yeah. Have a look underneath here. We were talking about the grease, etc. and that, what we put on our guns. There you go. Very, very little grease on the spring, just enough to stop it.
Move the camera in.
Stop it corroding.
Yeah, I've got that. That's alright. Oh yeah, there's hardly any on there. It's just enough to lube it, isn't it? And inside you can see the spring guide there. So that must be one that you forgot to fill with grease then, Tone?
Yes. I'd run out of grease that day. Yeah.
Yeah, it just goes to show, doesn't it? People who's trying to obviously have some sort of gain the self, personal gain the self, try and rubbish somebody who's doing a professional job for the customers with a fantastic reputation, and then I don't care, I'll just come along and I'll show them what's truthful. I suppose it's going to upset somebody, but you know what, Tone, I ain't bothered. I'm not bothered.
I was going to say a comment. Perhaps it'd make it smooth if I filled it full of bull. Stoke the fires, wouldn't it?
Well, I'm upstairs now in the range after you seeing the rifle being pulled through and cleaned, and I've got some super fields here that Tony's left me, so I'm going to have a go with these. Do some shots here so you can have a look at the potential recoil. Which is hardly anything. It's just a gentle nudge at the shoulder. Just shooting a group I was using before I turned on the camera for leading up. And to be honest, I'm not 100% trying here for these groups because it's, you know, I'm not taking my time that much, but they're going in the, you know, in the same group. Absolutely beautiful how it shoots. I'm really impressed with it. So I'm going to turn around now and we're going to shoot a group on camera for you so you can see how it groups. Right, I've just been playing just different brands. I'm going to shoot another group now. And these are with Bisley long range golds, what Tony's just given me to try. So I'll put a marking pellet. Hopefully you can see that on camera. Let's do a few shots. Zero might be slightly off, but I can adjust that fine if need be. And that went straight through the same hole. That's unbelievable accuracy. There's 4 shots now in that, and it looks like 2 pellet holes. That's 5 shots in total. Six shots. That is just phenomenal. Right, see if we can do a bit of a demo. So I'm going to put a pellet in and rest the rifle on here. Put a .22 caliber pellet on top. Let's see if we can shoot it. You can see the pellet hardly moves. Unbelievable. If that was untuned, I'm pretty sure that pellet would fly off. Just do it again so you can see it's not a fluke. Hopefully you can see this. It just moves a slight, probably a millimetre. Really, really good. Low recoil. What we've got now is, as I promised you, this is the Sandwell Field Sports. Well, it will be the Chieftain. This is not the Chieftain model because it's not been worked on yet. But it's you've had this barrel specially made, haven't you?
We ordered them with 70mm extra on the barrel length. Basically, what I found a while ago, because I've been tuning quite a few of the newer 77s,
yeah,
and they have got the longer barrel on. And when I came to shoot them after tuning, I shot so much sweeter than a normal length barrel 97. And so we asked Hull Cartridge, could you ask Viroc if they could do us some 97s with a 77 barrel fitted, and they did them for us, but they put a muzzle brake on. But these we had them designed primarily for target use. Although they can be used for hunting, we use them primarily for target, and they put this muzzle brake on for us. Now a lot of older shooters will probably recognise this as like a Mark 1.
Yeah, that's not a silencer, is it?
But it is different inside with the diameter of the piston compared to the Mark 1. It's got, you know, Mark 2 internals in, so it's like an amalgamation of both. But they shoot so much sweeter, believe it or not, than the standard 97 which we have today. Just that extra 70mm, and that on there's added a little bit of weight on the front. It hardly moves, you know.
And you're going to do them stage 3 tuned, aren't you?
That's right, yes, mate.
For around about 540, I think.
Around about that price, yeah. But we've got them in thumb holes as well, which should be extra, obviously.
Yeah.
But you've got to handle these to believe it. In fact, we had one guy up last week and we showed it to him. He just fell in love instantly. He just thought, I've got to have it. He wouldn't leave the shop till I'd sold him one. Yeah,
yeah. He came up with his rifle to be tuned, didn't he? And then when he shot that upstairs, he took it. He wouldn't leave.
He took his other gun back. He says, "This one will just sit up the corner."
Yeah.
But he phoned me actually yesterday and spoke to Tracy and said he's absolutely over the moon with it. He said he can't miss with it. He said I can't believe a spring gun can be that accurate. Yeah. But that's a Viroc for you, isn't it?
And you'll be seeing this probably in the next month or two, because Davey's ordered one of these, and Davey's going to be using one of these, so we'll review it, and then you'll see it throughout the Southern Hunter series where Davey will be using it to good effects. So it's 177, aren't they?
Only 177, yes, mate.
But they're lovely.
We're impressed with them, very impressed with them.
I do like the stock, and I think this colour, I like the darker stock, and I think, I think it looks really nice. I mean, I'm a thumbhole fan, but that is really nice, and if I was getting one myself, I would go for the sport stock. Yeah. Really nice.
We're giving the option as well, Si, of if anybody wants it, so it's a bit extra, but we can whip this off and fix one of the standard ones on, and we fit an adapter in so you can screw a 1/2" UNF on there as well, so that's an option, you know, but it would make them a little bit longer, you know, but somebody wants to use it for hunting or HFT, then it's the best of both worlds.
Well, to be fair, I've took my 98 a few times and that's got no silencer on, and I don't really find a problem for hunting either. I mean, I've had a number of rabbits for mine.
I've said this many times, Albert, with a moderator on an airgun, you can have the quietest airgun in the world, but if you've got 2 or 3 rabbits sitting at distance, it's the smack of the pellet hitting the one rabbit. It inevitably scares the other rabbits away as well.
I'll agree with that as well. Yeah, even with something as quiet as an HW100, you know, it's the smack of the pellet in it when it hits the brain.
Yeah, definitely. it scares everything else off. So you can have it very quiet. But the only time I'd say like a good moderator's you know, needed is if you're shooting in your garden, for instance. You don't want to upset the neighbours.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, brilliant for that.
Thanks. Right, as you'll notice now, there's a sling and swivels on this imp, and the reason there is because I'm so impressed with it. I've actually bought this rifle, just paid for it now in the shop. You notice it's got the Edgar Brothers silencer, but because it's a Virac, and all my other Viracs have got Virac silencers on, I've also paid for a Virac silencer, which Tony's not got at the moment because he sold a couple this week. So he's going to get me a Virac silencer and send it me, or I'll see him next weekend anyway, because we're going shooting together with Davey, and I'm going to put it on. So, as you can see, really nice rifle. Very impressed with the accuracy, and I think just putting the Virac silencer on will finish it off for me. It's going to account for lots and lots of vermin, this, and the proof's in the pudding. You know, I've actually bought this rifle, it's that good. I didn't want to give it back.